let's kick into it today. We are going to be talking about the Orlando Magic, who have been Orlando tragic. Kind of. The Orlando Magic have suffered crazy injuries. So what we're going to do, we are going to dig into who's injured, who's stepping up, and overall, who can fill the gap for this team that has been decimated and the implications for fantasy basketball. So let's get into it. First of all, let's take a look at the lay of the land. Here is the team. We have got the Orlando Magic. So I've kind of sorted everything out here with all the players so we could see who's injured. Franz, who was playing unbelievable basketball when Paolo Banchero went down. When Paolo Banchero went down, holy moly, Franz stepped up. He was shooting a crazy 46.5 from the field, 88 from the free throw, hit 2 threes a game, 24.4 points, 5.6 rebounds, 5.7 assists, 1.7 steals. Franz stepped up big time, but he got with the same oblique injury that got Paolo. And Paolo was playing unbelievable basketball before he went down as well. And then we had Franz's brother, his big little brother, Mo Wagner, go down too. Not that that was the biggest injury in the world, but 18 minutes getting lost to the season as well is enough minutes to get captured by the league. So we're going to go into who is going to step up. So Paolo, I think, will be there by the end of the season. We're hoping Franz will get back by the end of the season. And first of all, let's just kind of talk about standings. Orlando Magic, despite all their injuries, they are sitting currently 4th in the East. So they're treading water. And if they could get close to full health with Paolo and Franz back by the end of the season and going into the playoffs, they could be a really tough team to play in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be a contender. There's just simply too much competition in the East, but they're a real deal team. So let's just start it off. The only thing that's been tragic about the Magic have been the injuries, but the team is stepping up. So let's see who is stepping up and who will fill the shoes. Jalen Suggs, first of all, has to do better. Over the past few games, he hasn't been kicking butt the way we wanted him to. He had a nice game on the 10th, but since then he hasn't really been performing. I think he's dealing with a bit of an ankle issue, so I think he'll step up. But the real thing is fantasy action. Who can we pick up to take advantage of this vacuum on the team? Goga, who's already owned. He's owned in 50% of leagues. He's a pretty decent option here. He hasn't played well in his singular pass game, but he's looking like a double-double guy. Double-double with blocks and with over a block a game. So he's a guy, if you don't have him, I think he's definitely worthwhile to add. So Goga number 1. Let's just kind of go down the line here. KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he has been okay. He's a bit sporadic when it comes to the counting stats, but you could always count on some blocks and steals. He has been, let's see his blocks and steals numbers this year. KCP has been going for 1.6 steals and 0.7 blocks with 1.5 threes a game. He, I think, is more of a streamer guy. And a lot of the guys we're going to mention here are probably going to be streamers. I don't think there's anybody who you keep for a very long time. And another guy that we really wanted to step up here is Wendell Carter Jr., a guy who I thought could easily jump back into it. He did come back from an injury, and he's only a few games back from the injury. No, he's like a month back from the injury, and he hasn't had the kind of impact that you want somebody to kind of take advantage of with a really decimated team. But I think there could be good times ahead for Wendell Carter. I think he should be really close to a double-double, but we'll kind of see what happens. He doesn't have the same block threat as a Goga, and he gets less rebounds, so he's kind of like a step down from Goga, but he does have all the potential in the world, and we'd like to see Wendell Carter Jr. step up. Let's talk about some guys that are coming out of nowhere. We wanted the guy to be Cole Anthony. We thought the guy could be Cole Anthony. He had one unbelievably great explosion game against Miami for 35 points, and the next game was a 17-minute dud where Orlando actually got the win. So it's a little troublesome that Cole Anthony hasn't really stepped up and filled the shoes that are needed here as a scorer. It looks like they're going more an approach by committee. And with that in mind, one guy who's popping out to me is Trevelyan Queen? Mr. Queen over here. Let's take a look at his past game. He got 34 minutes in that win against Boston. He got 17 points, 3 threes, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. In the game before then, only 18 minutes where they got the win, but he got 2 steals, 2 blocks. So this guy, Trevelyan, quite the looker. He could end up being a really interesting dude. Hasn't played many games, and let's just do some due diligence here. Here's one thing that I always like to do to see the potential of a player. So Trevelyan Queen, what I like to do is copy and paste this guy. Let's see his college stats. College stats. And this will let us know potential upside here. Trevelyan Queen. He went to New Mexico State, the Mighty Mighty Fighters. Nobody knows who their mascot is. So let's see, he did 2 years, and his per 40-minute stats are about 20 points per game, 2.5 steals per game. Pretty interesting. Rookie year, 2 blocks per game on a per 40. Sophomore year, I guess junior to senior year. Interesting way that he structured his college here. 0.4 blocks, not much, but 7.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. What's his percentages are pretty good. His last year in college, he did 47% from the field and 81 from the line with 3 threes a game on per 40-minute stats. So the 2.5 steals on a per 40-minute basis in college could and looks like is translating to the big league. So I think Trevelyan Queen is your dark horse to soak up some interesting stat lines here on this team. So probably a guy you should take a look at, a guy that you should target, but I want to take a look at their last 3 game box scores to see if there's anything else that's sticking out to us. Let's take a look at Miami. Tristan da Silva, another interesting guy here. He's getting minutes. Let's take a look at Tristan's last 3 games. He got 37 minutes, 35 minutes. Let's take a look at his actual stats here. Tristan da Silva. It looks like the minutes are trending up a little bit. He got 37 versus OKC, and they're never going to beat OKC. But they beat Miami, and they beat Boston, and I think he's a little all over the place. As far as upside, I think this gentleman, Trevelyan Queen, could be more of an upside guy to grab on this team. I don't really like Tristan. He's a super streamer. Trevelyan could end up being the guy that's sticky here. Let's see if anything else is popping out to us. I just accidentally exited out of this box score, but let's see what we have back here. So anybody else getting minutes here? KCP, fringe. He can go off. He had that one really great game here. But I really think our guy here is Trevelyan Queen. He didn't step up. This was their first game. Let's take a look at Trevelyan's last 3. Oh, so I only have the last 2. He's your dark horse. I'm making the bet on Trevelyan Queen to be the guy that has the most upside here because we also know the least about him. And that's where we have opportunity in fantasy. Where nobody knows much about a certain player, that's where we have opportunity. So overall, Magic, tragic with injuries. They seem to be playing okay. And let's make our gamble on Mr. Trevelyan Queen. Until next time, I'll keep you guys looped with more fantasy stuff. Talk to you soon.